How's it going, everybody? Well, it was a wild game at MetLife Stadium, back and forth and back and forth, but the Green Bay Packers were able to get the job done as they take down the New York Giants 27-20. The motto after this game for the Green Bay Packers is overcoming adversity. This Green Bay Packer team has been through it the last couple weeks as their offense has looked like crap. People have been saying Matt LaFleur is on the hot seat. He needs to be fired. Rich Bisaccia needs to get fired. Jordan Love needs to be benched. Put Malik Willis in. The wide receivers are garbage. But they overcame all that today as this offense came out. Didn't look perfect, but they looked a heck of a lot better. They overcame that. Overcame a crap load of injuries today. We'll get into all that. First, I want to say congratulations to Drew Brees. This was his first ever game commentating. That was fun to see him in the booth and listen to him, and future Hall of Famer there. So shout out to him. That was pretty awesome to see him. We'll just get right into it. The amount of injuries that the Packers dealt with today was brutal. But the injuries coming into this game, a couple good things, couple bad things. Matthew Golden and Savion Williams and Luke Haversick were in. Brandon McManus was injured. He did not play. Lucas Van Ness obviously still out, but he was warming up on the field, so that's a good sign. Hopefully we'll see him back soon. Jennings was out, and Malik Heath, not injured to our knowledge. He was a coach's decision to not travel with the team. We'll see later on this week why Matt LaFleur made that decision. I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure he's fine. But during this game, the Packers took a beating. For a time, Jordan Love went down. He went into the tunnel with a left shoulder injury. Romeo Doubs went down. Zach Tom went down. Aaron Mosby went down. Quay Walker went down. Josh Jacobs went down early. He did not return. All the other players did seem to return, although I'm not 100% sure on Quay. I know Quay was pretty late in the game. But Jordan Love got hurt, left shoulder, went out. Malik Willis came in and did beautifully, as he seems to always do when he comes in clutch. Comes in, the Packers score a touchdown, and then Jordan was able to come back in. So a lot of adversity overcome today. I know there's still a lot of questions going on, but at the end of the day, a win is a win, and the Packers and Packer fans are happy. Let's get into the stats. Jordan Love, he was 13 of 24, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles today. He was sacked twice. A majority of Jordan's passes, he had 11 incompletions, 7 of those were drops. So wide receivers not playing well today. Dobbs had 3 of those drops. Wicks, Watson, Fitzpatrick, and Musgrave all had a drop. So that's got to get cleaned up real quick. Malik Willis, he came in for a drive, 2 for 2, 6 yards and a touchdown. He also ran once for 16 yards. Manuel Wilson coming into the game after Josh Jacobs got hurt. He had 11 attempts, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Josh Jacobs, before he got injured, he had 7 attempts for 40 yards. And then he injured, seems to be his knee. We'll understand more tonight and tomorrow how severe that is. Hopefully it's not bad. So praying for Josh Jacobs, because that would be also another brutal loss for the Packers. And Bo Melton, he had 1 attempt for 17 yards. Romeo Doubs led the team in receiving yards today. He had 4 receptions for 53 yards. Christian Watson, 4 receptions, 46 yards, and 2 tutties. One of those touchdowns coming from Malik Willis early in the game, and the second one coming in clutch at the back of the end zone in the corner, surrounded by 2 or 3 guys for the Packers to take the lead. Savion Williams, he had 1 catch for 33 yards. That was a big 3rd down conversion for the Packers late in the game to set up Christian Watson's 2nd touchdown. Matthew Golden, he had 1 reception for 24 yards. There was a defensive pass interference on him, like right at the goal line. He was so close. We were getting so close to finally being able to see Matthew Golden get a touchdown. We're so close. And Josh Wiley, his first touchdown, he had 1 catch, 2 yards, and a touchdown, his first as a Green Bay Packer. Signed him this week after Tucker Kraft's injury. Got him from the Titans, I believe. So he came in clutch too, got a big touchdown, so happy for him. Now let's move on to the defense. Now there are a lot of good things about the defense today and a lot of bad things. Let's start with the good. So the good today, Keyshawn Nixon was on his game today. He led the team with 8 tackles, a lot of clutch PBUs. He was all over the field. He had a good, it was almost a TFL, but he came around the end like a cannon on Tracy and brought him down. Isaiah McDuffie, he had 5 tackles today and a half sack. That half sack he shared with Micah Parsons. Evan Williams, he had 4 tackles and a clutch dagger interception in the back of the end zone. Late fourth quarter, we were just waiting for Jameis Winston to throw that interception. The Packers defense could have like 5 interceptions today. I'm not even kidding. Not even kidding. Carrington almost had 2. I think Bullard and McDuffie, they almost had 1. Nixon almost had 1. But Evan Williams coming in clutch at the back of the end zone late in the fourth quarter with a big interception. And then Micah Parsons, he had 1 solo tackle, 5 assists, brought really good pressure today. He called game with he had a total of 1.5 sacks. That full sack was calling game. It was a strip sack on Jameis Winston right as the clock expired. I think the Packers are going to win anyway, but that's just awesome to see Micah Parsons getting that clutch game-winning strip sack. So really happy for Micah. Micah's just really been such an asset for the Packers and such a big acquisition. I love it. Rough day on the defense otherwise. So those were some of the highlights. Now let's get into the lowlights of this Packers defense. The Giants today went 7 of 14 on third down, and they went third of 4 on fourth down. That doesn't seem so bad, but this is just highlighting a few of these. This is what the Packers defense allowed throughout the game. A third and 5 was a third and 5 20-yard gain for the Giants. A third and 12 20-yard gain for the Giants. Another third and 5, another 20-yard gain for the Giants. Third and 1, a 10-yard gain for the Giants. A fourth and 1 they were able to convert. A fourth and 2 turned into a 13-yard gain. I think that was Jameis Winston just being pushed and pushed right up the field. So those were some lowlights for the Packers defense. I would like to see that get cleaned up because these are all crucial downs that could have given the Packers this game way early. So I'd like to see that cleaned up. Now let's get into the special teams quickly. Lucas Havrisik came out. He drilled a 63-yard field goal in practice in warm-ups, so it seemed like he was going to be ready to go. He didn't kick any field goals today, but he was 1 for 3 on PATs. That's not great. Now, I'm not going to fault Havrisik here. One of them, the snap and hold, the laces were facing Havrisik, so that makes sense that it was not good. And the other one, the wind kind of took it, so the wind was wild today. The Giants also had a missed PAT. So the wind definitely a factor for the kickers in this game, which I think made the Giants go for fourth down a few more times. They didn't want to, not that they necessarily didn't trust their kicker, it's just the wind was so wild. So let's quickly get into some of the stats for the Giants. Jameis Winston, where I was thinking if he were to play this game, the Giants definitely had a chance. Jameis Winston, I know he gets a bad rep for a lot of interceptions and stuff, but he is a vet. He's played in this league for, I think, 11 or 12 years. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to run an offense. So Jameis Winston can be deadly at times. And he definitely was today with a couple of these third and fourth down conversions, being able to evade pressure and being able to find the open man and sling it right where it needs to be. So hats off to Winston for that. He was 19 of 20 19 of 24, 19 of 29, 201, 201 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Did have that one rush touchdown. He did have one fumble. That was on the strip sack by Parsons at the end of the game. The run game for the Giants, very, very good today. Tracy Jr., he had 19 attempts for 88 yards. Singletary, 16 attempts, 44 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tracy, speaking of him, he also had 4 receptions for 51 yards. Hodgins led the team in receiving. He had 5 receptions for 57 yards. A couple of those on crucial 3rd and 4th down. And then on defense, Burns, he had the 2 sacks on Jordan Love. The Giants brought pressure today. The Packers' O-line definitely struggled at times. But the Giants have one of the best pass rushes in the league with Burns and Lawrence. So shout out to them. They did a good job of making Jordan uncomfortable. Luckily enough, Jordan's a good enough quarterback to where he was able to make plays and end up winning the game. Couple of team stats to quickly go over here. The time of possession, the Giants own that. 35 minutes, 56 seconds compared to the Packers' 24 minutes and 4 seconds. The Giants had 22 first downs compared to the Packers' 19. The Packers were 7 of 11 on 3rd down, so much, much better than what we've seen the last 2 weeks. The Giants 7 of 14, and the Giants were 3 of 4 on 4th down, and the Packers did not go for any 4th downs today. Another bright spot for the Packers, a nice big jump in performance. The Packers were 4 for 4 in the red zone, which is awesome. Great to see. The Giants were 3 of 5. The Packers had 5 penalties for 48 yards, and the Giants had 6 penalties for 77 yards. The Giants, they'll take this loss. They'll drop to 2-9. They got a tough match next week. They will travel to Detroit to take on the Blue Kitties. The Blue Kitties who play tonight in Philly. That'll be a fun game. I'll definitely be watching that with Uncle John. And the Packers improved to 6-3-1, being able to keep pace in the NFC North. Like I said, the Blue Kitties play tonight. The Bears squeaked out a late win, game-winning field goal against the Vikings today. So another late game win for the Bears. So yeah, good for them. The Packers, they got a gauntlet coming up. They got to face the entire NFC North over the next 3 weeks. The Vikings next week at home in Lambeau. The Blue Kitties in Detroit on Thanksgiving, and then the Packers will host the Chicago Bears. And then after that, they got the Broncos in Denver. So the gauntlet's coming. It's starting to get tough. This was a good win for the Packers. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't a blowout. They played. There were some bad things and there were some good things, but they overcame adversity today. They got out of New York with a win. A couple of injuries to watch this week, of course, but it's good to see. It's good to see. Good win. Got to prepare for next week because now it's going to get tough. So good win today, and hopefully we can get a win streak going. So thanks for watching. Go Pack Go.